Ireland has so much going for it. Our natural environment and incredible landscapes. It's great to stop every now and again to appreciate it all.
It's hard to believe we're just a few miles from Dublin City and we're out here in the clean, fresh air, the tranquility, the beauty, and the opportunity to explore a wildlife habitat like this on our doorstep is just fantastic.
As well as being beautiful, Ireland's woodlands have the potential to transform our economy. Every year we spend billions of euro importing fuels for heating. Reducing that figure will not only benefit our environment, it will also save us a fortune.
The great news is we've got the perfect alternative, wood, a renewable ecological material. We've got plenty of it around, it's cheaper than oil, and it also generates lots of jobs in Ireland.
We're currently importing about 500 million litres of home heating oil into the country. We can easily substitute that with 1.5 million tonnes of wood fuel, which we can produce here in Ireland.
At the moment, we use over 2 billion worth of heating fuel in Ireland. If we could bring the share of wood energy up to just 10%, that would be a market of nearly 250 million.
Not only are we dealing with a renewable fuel source here, but if you can imagine, there's people involved in growing the trees, there's people involved in harvesting the trees, transport and haulage. So there's very significant employment potential in this sector. A lot of forestry was established in the early 1990s in particular, and as that forest comes to the stage where it needs to be thinned, and the energy sector will give a new market for those types of products.
Throughout Ireland, local green enterprises are already showing how our forests can be turned into valuable jobs.
What we're doing here is a first thinning. It's a normal part of the forest management that the trees get to about 18 to 22 years of age. We go in and remove the smaller trees, so we've concentrated all the volume on fewer stems, and that tends to improve the price for timber at the end of the rotation.
The team are working on Mary Byrne's farm in County Clare. Like many farmers, she availed of government forestry grants to plant her 8-acre forest 2 decades ago, and her trees are now ready for thinning.
The reason we're doing it with the horses over machinery is, well, first of all, it's a small site. It financially wouldn't pay to bring a machine in to do a forest this size. The other reason is part of the woodland here is quite wet, and the machinery would do quite a lot of damage to the drains and to the standing timber as well.
I have my own firing now, whereas I used to have to buy coal and oil before. Now I have my own wood.
Is there a good income for it now?
A very good income. I have seen a new income coming into me now.
Switching to wood as a primary source of fuel is something that will not only benefit small farmers like Mary, but has the potential to become a major economic driver for rural Ireland and the whole country.
What's happened now is that wood is starting to come back well on price compared to the alternative fuels such as oil, but also because of the environmental benefits.
Making wood energy products economically viable will involve increasing the market for it. This means more consumers of heat switching from oil to wood. Research conducted by Coford has revealed how logs, wood chip and pellets only burn efficiently if they have a low moisture content. And a new standard has been introduced which guarantees the product.
Like any industry, there's been a number of teething problems setting up the wood industry, and predominantly would have been because we hadn't got our own supplies. We would have been importing a lot of material. Some of that material would have been of low quality. But thankfully we've now started a new initiative, a new wood fuel quality assurance scheme.
Wood is substantially cheaper than oil. Pellets are 30% less expensive and wood chip is half the price. So wood boilers quickly pay for themselves over a few years.
If you take the typical costs for a house, which would burn about €2,000 worth of oil in a year, that house could save upwards of €1,000 per year on using wood chip. And if you take the cost differential of about $6,000 to put in a boiler, obviously they're going to pay that off over the course of about 6 years.
For every 2 medium-sized boilers we put in, we create 1 full-time job. At the moment, we produce about 2,000 tonnes of dried wood chips, and that is somewhere in the region of about 300 man days per annum to do that, and that's spread across a whole load of different industry sectors like haulage, chipping contractors, harvesting contractors. And from our own research, it looks like about 85% of the spend is retained within the local community. So it's a win-win situation for everyone.
Our crew is a 3-man crew. We have a good 12 months work ahead of us all the time, and there's hardly a week goes by but we're getting offers of more jobs to do. So from our perspective, it's looking very good.
With forests like Mary's dotted throughout the country, there's a plentiful supply of raw material. The wood energy industry offer farmers who planted the trees opportunities to gain badly needed additional revenue from the thinnings. If more large-scale users of heat, like factories, hospitals and schools, make the switch, we could transform rural Ireland and grow an important indigenous industry.
We have some large industrial users of energy, and those industrial users, they're in the food sector, they're in the dairy sector, and they're producing the products that we use every day, that we buy in our shops and that we stock on our shelves. If, for example, maybe 5 or 6 of those converted their fuel from heavy fuel oil to wood chip, that could offset maybe 60 or 80 million litres of oil consumption a year in Ireland. Wood fuels are typically more competitive than our fossil fuels, but very significantly they offset substantial volumes of carbon dioxide. So as we now need to start to pay for our carbon that we emit, they can generate significant savings there, particularly for industry.
Irish company Clear Power has installed over 70 commercial-scale wood-burning plants around the country, producing 35 megawatts of power, including this one in UCD.
The campus is run on a district heating loop, where most of the buildings are hooked into a centralised energy centre with hot water circulating on a district heating loop. And the district heating loop used to run on coal when the campus was first built, and then they swapped over onto natural gas when natural gas was coming through. And more recently now, what we've done is we've put in wood. The wood is set up as the lead boiler, so it comes on ahead of the gas boilers. And there are certain times of the year when demand is low, where the wood is supplying nearly all of the heating, but on average through the year we're probably supplying about a third.
Government grants for wood pellet and chip boilers introduced some years back have enabled Irish companies to gain significant expertise. Clear Power have used this experience to win contracts abroad.
We've won a large project for the BSkyB head offices in West London, which is actually moving into electricity as well. We're delivering a megawatt of electricity and about 7 megawatts of heat. We've won a project to run the heating system on wood for the Olympics Village, a great project to win for an Irish business, mainly because we've learnt how to do them here on the back of the Irish experience.
All from wood?
All from wood chip.
Energy production is now becoming a major opportunity for new Irish companies, employing people of all skill bases, from manual construction to highly qualified graduates, offering us just a glimpse of what Ireland can achieve in the future.
End result is that we would reduce our dependence from 90% on fossil fuels. We make a substantial dent in that, and again, all of that money that is diverted from fossil fuels is spent locally, stays locally, and would help to create and generate and maintain rurally based employment.